Hello everyone and welcome to round number 5 of the FormulaXbox Season 7 Championship. And once again we are back, and it is the Spanish Grand Prix, and as you can see it is soaking wet here in Spain, and that's what it was in qualifying when we saw a superb lap from SirLanex to take pole position. Very impressive stuff from him in the tricky wet conditions, and he'll be looking to take that forward to a victory after missing out racing last time out. He is back this time, and he's back with a bang. Last time out, of course, Zenko taking a superb victory after Ollie Bob's poor pace in the wet, and Luke's unfortunate lag incident meant that they were both out of the running, giving Zenko a clear run to victory. Sure to be a fun race here in Spain. Luke, I know, will be starting pretty much on the back in 16th place after opting not to qualify properly, so we'll be watching out for him from the back of the grid. But we'll also be looking out for Casey, who did take the win, pole and fastest lap last year. No pole position for him this time, but he'll be looking maybe to take another bit, to go back-to-back victories here in Spain. He'll probably be one of the favourites in these conditions. He is very good in the wet and he's very good at Spain, so mixing those two together can only mean good things. High turnout today, around 20 I think, so this is sure to be a very, very enjoyable Spanish Grand Prix, and I think we are pretty much ready to get into it. There it is. There is Sam, I think that is, in the Kimi Räikkönen's car. I'm sure Azar will be the number one driver, but anyway, we are prepared for the start. Here we go. We're on board with Sam, and we have 5 lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. We've got Jaxter in 3rd place, Nor in 4th, so great qualifying from Jaxter. We've got Ollie Bob in 5th. A pretty decent start for Sam. He's going to get alongside Feely into turn 1. Impressive from Feely as well to get up into 6th place. So into turn 1 we go. Is there going to be any carnage here? Tricky braking zone. Azar still leads, and it's Jaxter into P2 going around the outside of Casey. Casey's being swamped here as Nor's gone up its inside as well into P3. Sam's got through down in P8. Feely's made a very good start, and now we've got Zenko on his inside. Bit of a circus going up ahead, and this could be interesting into the braking zone. Sam's maintained P8, maybe looking up the inside, but he's been dive bombed by Zenko, just about gets it slow down. Sam going backwards here on lap 1. He's down into 10th place. His Galvanic game is now past him, but who's that? That's C3D. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be in the league, but he's in this race and he's off the track. So Sam back up into P9, but he's fallen a couple of places from the start. I'm going board with Luke here. He is at the back, look at that, in 16th place, so he'll be looking to make early inroads. And I think that's the mighty midget who either jumped the start or got a huge lag start. But anyway, Luke's top position, but he gains it straight away back on Kieran as we run down into turn 1. Kev's broken very early, Luke's broken early enough as well, but Luke's going to be fairly aggressive I think on this lap 1 to try and make up some places. He's 14th on the outside of Kieran, which will be now the inside. I think that's P3 Clippers Jack as well, who's there just ahead, and he's ahead of Kieran comfortably, and he'll be looking to make a couple more moves maybe if people go off into this braking zone. Here we go, going into the braking zone. He's absolutely dive bombed. I'm not sure what's happened there, but he's in the gravel. And flashbacks of last race for Luke, who's been taken out through no fault of his own. He's down in P20, not quite last, but because that's Kimi who's also gone off. And I can tell you that was a huge lag instant with prototypBudgiE. Budgie on his screen being nowhere near Luke, and Luke just going off the track on most people's screen apart from his own. Luke taken out of the race, not taken out of the race, but taken out of any good contention early on here, and he's down in 20th position. We've got the mighty midget. Looks like he's either making a pit stop or he's serving his drive-through for speeding. We'll find out shortly, I'm sure. But it does look like he is serving his drive-through, so he is. So Luke up in position once again, as Ollie Bob's also been involved in an incident because he's down in P19. And Luke has already made his way back up to P16. He's not far away from a bit of a train here. And he's going to look to make short work of Vapiku down the inside into turn 1. Looking like a pretty simple move for Luke. And he is on the charge now, surely. He's up into 15th position. So now Sam, he's lost touch really to the leaders. Looks like Azar's still leading, but only just. Jaxter's still with him, I think that is at the moment. They've got a bit of a gap ahead of P3. And Sam's giving Perez the room that he deserves into turn 1 here. And Perez on his outside. This will be a very nice move from him. And Sam hanging it around the outside. Very tricky in these conditions. Even in the dry, that's a tricky move to pull off. But he's done it here. But Perez on the inside, Sam, we're looking to outbrake him. Can't quite get that done. Perez pretty much parking the bus through there. And Sam's going to go very wide. He's going to have CP3 Clippers Jack around his outside as well in a minute if he's not careful. But Clippers Jack now on the outside. If he can get a good enough exit, he could have him here. And this is very, very close at the moment into the left-handed chicane now. Clippers Jack still hanging around the outside. This is great battle involving Sam, but Clippers Jack has tagged Sam Sam's lost the car. Will he be able to stay ahead of Kieran? We'll find out now, because Kieran's taking up the inside into this right-hand over here. Bold move. Now onto the straight. Will he look for the slipstream? Doesn't look like he will. Staying to the right-hand side. Looking to outbrake him as Budgie's disconnected. Sam, though, maintains P10 just about. C3D steady aims, looking to recover from his early incident. And now we're on board with Luke, who's made another couple of positions up due to pit stops, I think. So look at this, P13 for the Englishman. And Season 5 champion looking for redemption here in Spain. After last year, he was taken out at, I think, the identical corner. I can't remember what happened to his race last year. But anyway, he's in P13 at the moment. Can he look up the inside? Yes, he can, of Kev, who's gone very, very wide. Kev looking down around the outside, but he can't do that. I probably think he might have let Luke through there, because he went very deep. And Luke into P12 and right behind Justin Midget. Coming through the right-hander now. We look to make short work of Justin Midget as we come into the right-hander. He's taking a lot of curb through there, but I think there might be a bit of carnage going on ahead. No, not this lap, but here we go. Luke getting a decent exit ahead of Justin Midget. Justin Midget's going to run very, very wide. Looks like he lost the car there into the gravel. Luke just about turns to avoid him. Luke into P11. And I think there was a bit of carnage before, I can't remember. But anyway, Luke up to P11. And now he's right behind Sam. Look at this from Luke. This is showing some very impressive pace early on here on lap 7. And Sam's gone very wide, so Luke will be looking to capitalise now. He's providing the fun in this race early on. He's at the inside of Sam. And Sam hanging around the outside like he always does. Doing it very well this race so far. Luke, though, will be surely look to be more confident on the brake. He's going to brake very late. Sam's pretty much let him go there. Luke making the apex. And he's now into the points pen positions after being 20th and way behind on lap 1. He's done a very good job to get back into this position. And look at this, it's all Luke at the moment, as he's going to look to go and get past Clipper's Jack. He's in the slipstream. Doesn't look like a slipstream, that much slipstream, maybe a slight bit now. And he's going to dart to the inside. Clipper's Jack trying to hold him off. Luke braking late enough to make it to the apex and force Clipper's Jack to back out. So Luke's now P9. And he'll be looking to make a couple more moves. I think there was a bit of a crash involving Kieran earlier, which we didn't see, unfortunately, which meant Luke jumped a couple of positions. That's what I was talking about with the carnage earlier. But we've got the Mighty Midget looking to make a recovery drive after his dramas on lap 1 with the drive-through. And the Mighty Midget has gone down the inside of Kieran. I don't think Kieran will be fighting that one too hardly. The Mighty Midget showed good pace here. And he's up to P17. I think that was didn't quite catch that. Now we're on board with Sam, who's gone very, very wide indeed. But Clipper's Jack has, wow, gone very wide down the right hand side there, losing the car completely, and he is now down to P10, and Sam back up to P9. On board with Kev now. Casey's made his first pit stop very early, as most people will be going for a one stop. You see Jaxpar's now in the lead. Ollie Bob's just a bit out of nowhere. He's gone through ahead of Kev as well, so Casey making a very early pit stop. Maybe he could be forced to a 2-stop. We're expecting a 1-stop race here quite comfortably, but not looking good for Casey at the moment in that department. Kev's gone completely across that corner and gets a 3-second penalty for his troubles through there. Now Justin Midget, lap 13, being informed that Feely has a time penalty. He's gone straight into Vappy Coop, braking very, very late. Not sure if that was lag, but it looked like he broke far too late and just went into Vappy Coop. So, very disastrous for him. He's got damage. Vappy Coop was spam around and lost a lot of time. And now Justin Midget will have to pit and probably won't be able to make it to the end. So not great for him. Not sure if there's lag in there. Couldn't really tell from that quick moment there as he sees track limits. And I think he'll be darting straight into the pits now for a set of the intermediate tyres. And he'll probably have to do one more stop, unfortunately, for the league overlord. He's gone very wide. Lucky not to hit the pit barrier. They did very well to save that. And he'll bring it down to the speed. No, he won't. 51 mile an hour it looked like there. Very unfortunate, but that is a drive-through penalty for Justin Midget, so his bad race just goes from bad to worse here. Unfortunate for him, but that looks like any chance of any points this race has gone out of the window. You can see in the bottom left there where the yellow dot is. There it looks to be a bit of a battle, and here it is, Galvanic, Perez and Luke. Luke managed to do very well to catch up to those guys, and they are now coming into the pits. Luke for his one and only stop. Sure, Perez will be doing one stop as well, so they'll be looking to undercut Galvanic Gamer, who's now up into P3 after Jack Spar's made his pit stop. Doesn't look like Aza or Nor has. So Casey has also made his first, probably his first not only though. He'll be looking to make one more stop short before the end of this race. Luke has jumped Perez. He didn't see that because he was checking the race director for our benefit. And look at this, he's got ahead of Perez, and this is huge. Will he get up the inside of Apicute into turn 1 if he can? Perez could hold Vapakut, could hold up Perez, and that's like what might happen here. Luke up a position into a net. I'm not sure what it is, a P7 I think, with Galvanic Games still out on track. So if Luke can finish in the top 6 here, that would be a superb drive after what happened on lap 1. But I can see conditions for the foreseeable future, as Sam also pits, and he is P10, soon to become P11 at the moment. We've got a car on the mini-map, CP3 Clippers Jack. Will he be ahead or will he be behind Sam? Sam coming out of the pits, looks like he's going to be comfortably ahead of him, and that's exactly what happens. So lap 16 now, we're on board with Kev, who looks like he's gone a bit on the coast, looking to save it, but he can't quite do that. He's into the wall. Will he survive? Yes, he will, just about. Not sure if he has damage because of that. Be surprised if he doesn't, but maybe he's going to continue on. Just lucky to lose the car there, but eventually well saved after a bit of carnage there involving him. Now lap 17, sorry, Sam's in 9th, what am I talking about? And Feely's been completely wiped out by Perez there. Perez going backwards in this race, it seems, and that is not very good, and he might be overtaken. He's just smashed Feely out, looks like, from that view. And now Sam going around the outside of Feely into turn 1, lap 18 now, we're on. And Sam going to get the switch back on Perez. Perez has gone very wide off the track, so that should be an easy move for Sam. It is. So he's in P7, and look at that, Luke in P6 now, so good job from him. And Sam also, similarly, very good from him. Now Azar has set the fastest lap, he's now in the lead, and I think he's going to maintain that all the way. As Kev, same corner this time. What's he going to do this time? He's going to actually get to the braking zone this time before something happens. And he's coming into it now, he's going to cut that corner, and he has gone side by side with Ollie Bob. I didn't really see that due to the indicator hours. He's got it into Ollie Bob. Ollie Bob surely spinning round. I can't quite see him. Maybe he's still side by side. He is still side by side. The Mighty Midget, sorry, my bad. And the Mighty Midget has passed Kev after a bit of contact. Couldn't quite tell who that was, but that is Ollie Bob. Not Ollie Bob, that is the Mighty Midget. Unfortunately for me, who keeps making mistakes. But now Sam is being overtaken by Casey on lap 28. Sam has made one stop, Casey has made his second stop, and Casey now will be looking to get past Sam as soon as possible. Luke is a fair way ahead. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him. It's been pretty good, pretty inspiring from Luke today. And this is great balance side by side into the final chicane. They've gone through that side by side somehow. I don't know how that's even possible, but it has happened. And Casey's going to look to get maybe slipstream. Not sure if the slipstream glitch is happening at the moment. Looks like it might be because Casey's getting nothing on these straights. So Sam could be looking good here for P6 if he can just hold off Casey into the braking zones. Sam taking that fairly nicely. Going to get a good exit here. But Casey's going to be all over him. Sam's gone very wide. Casey looking maybe to dart the inside. Not this time. And he's gone very wide there, and this could be Casey through. Surely this time. And it will be Casey through. So Casey into P6. He'll be on the charge on those new tyres, looking to catch up to his teammate Luke. But I don't think that's going to happen. Luke in P5, Casey in P6 now. And we're on board with the Mighty Midget, looking for his recovery drive. He's done very well to get back into the points, and now he's smelling another point. He's up the inside of up into the last corner. Final chicane, so that is a very bold move, and a very good one as well from the Mighty Midget. Could be overtaken the day so far. And on lap 30 going into now, he is up a position to P9. Now on board with Kieran, not having the best at races down in P16. Unfortunately for him, he has struggled dearly today in these conditions, and it looks like it's about to get worse because he's gone onto the curb, he's lost the car, he's into the wall, and he's out of the race. So Kieran unfortunately does not finish the Spanish Grand Prix. Now we have Kev, he's got that corner hugely. That's Ollie Bob, that is Ollie Bob this time involving Kev, and Ollie Bob has got it to the gravel. An easy move for Kev, up into P12, but with penalties I doubt he'll be able to maintain that position. That is Kieran getting out of his car. He is out of the Spanish Grand Prix, unfortunately for him. But AZ Reactions did take the victory, held off Jaxter comfortably in the second stint. A very good job from him to win the Grand Prix. It's going to be Luke there who comes home in P5. A superb drive from the Englishman to take P5 here after being 20th on lap 1, a long way behind. Very good from him. Casey will take P6, Sam will take P7. I think Nor filled the final podium spot with Gester and Zinker in 4th, backing up that win in Russia, showing some solid pace in the wet as well. Looks like Perez might have lost the car on the last time, I'm not sure, or if that was a lapped car, sorry. But Sam coming home behind Casey. Casey gets P6, Sam gets P7, and it's going to be Kev coming around the final corner. Will he survive? He just about does. He's run out of fuel though. Will Ollie Bob get him to the line? No, he won't, but looks like, I'm not sure where he's going to finish. Kev looks like in P13, Ollie Bob surely in P12. Just a midget doing some donuts for us to just show how good his race was. Unfortunate for him, but a superb job from Azar Reactions, underpinning his title hopes, underpinning his tag as the favourite for the championship, with Luke and Casey leaving very shortly. But it's been a not the best race, pretty boring in these conditions. Unfortunately, we had fireworks early on from Luke, who was flying through the field, but as soon as he got into that P5, there was no more chance for any further progress, with Sinan showing similar pace to him in the wet conditions. But here we go, Justin Midget, will he come across the line finally? Hopefully he will, so we can get to the results. He is in P15 and he's going to finish in P15, unfortunately for him, but it's a shame. But he did make a big mistake, a couple of mistakes going into Vapicoot. Not sure if that was lag still, but there we go. His reactions, despite a 3-second penalty, takes an easy 8-second win over Jaxter in second. Nor was an impressive third, followed by Gershon, Zinko, Luke. Casey in 6th place after making the extra stop. Sam in 7th, Perez in 8th, Mighty Midget doing a great comeback job in 9th, Vapicoot in 10th, Clippers Jack in 11th, Ollie Bob, EIusiveKev, SirLanex, Justin Midget rounds out those finishers. I think C3D, King the Iceman, Kieran, Galvanic, Feely and prototypBudgiE all did not finish. So, interesting race, not the most exciting one as I said, but a very good job from Azar, underpinning, as I said, his favourite tag. And you see that he does take the championship lead now by just 4.5 points from the soon leaving Luke. Casey is in 3rd place with Gershon, Zinka and Nor level in 4th place. Those Red Bulls doing well. Jaxter was a reserve despite only doing 2 races, I think now. He's in 6th place, with Sam in 7th for Ferrari. And I think that's about it, guys. So, yeah, an interesting race. Good job from Azar. I think Red Bull and Renault are still in the lead of the constructors, so they'll be happy with that. I'm sure that was Luke and James's aim. Casey's aim was to leave as top of the constructors, but Azar looking ever more likely to win this championship. He's now 34.5 points ahead of the nearest challenger, Gershon Zinka, and Azar Reactions looking a firm favourite for the title in Season 7. So anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. And it's Monaco next time, so it's sure to be a fun one. Thanks for watching guys, and bye bye.